Hello, buddy. Welcome back to another episode of just what I'm playing. Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did the armor quest line, which was a pretty fun one. And in this episode we're gonna go and do the goldsmith one. Also, this over here is bothering me. Because I totally didn't just spend a couple of hours trying to make a red mage climber, but I cannot. I just can't find one that is to my tastes. And it's similarly with my main character. Although the one he has now is fine. Well, like, good enough. But, yeah, I just can't. I can't. Nope. I'm stuck. Lynn, just the woman I was hoping to see. And I'm not saying that just to be nice, mind you. I do pride myself on being nice. You recruit more apprentices with honey than vinegar, after all. But, where was I? Oh, of course, there's certain someone I'd like to introduce to you. A special someone at that. His name is Marcel, and he's in charge of handling commissions from some of Eshtame's most prestigious clients. We're talking the elite of the elite here. Marcel's clients expect nothing less than the finest, which means that Marcel trusts only our guild's most accomplished to fill his orders. Getting the call from Marcel is a sure sign that you've made it in the goldsmithing world. But I'm sure we can see where this is going, Lynn. It seems your fine work has earned you something of reputation. With that, plus a vote of confidence from little old me, Marcel has personally requested your services for his latest commission. Why, he's waiting for you at ffXIV's aesthetics even as we speak. You're excited, aren't you? I know, I'm excited. The words. Big ol' words. Well, there is it. I am Marcel of ffXIV's. Charmed, I'm sure. Doubtless you have already heard from Mr. Serendipity, and in far too many words, I will be brief. A most important client of mine has commissioned a work of supreme significance, and you will have the privilege of contributing to its creation. Note that I say contribute. I ask you not to take full responsibility, a task which would doubtless prove beyond you at this stage of your career. Yes, you need not fear, for I will be here to guide you in every step of the process, to help you grow from a mere craftsman to a creator of genius, as it were. With that, let us get down to business. The order comes from the wife of a high-ranking officer of the Immortal Flames. The anniversary of their bonding draws near, and this most refined madam would gift her beloved spouse with a memento of singular beauty and meaning. As the lady tells it, her husband is a hardened warrior who, despite his lofty rank, rarely leaves the front lines, where he tirelessly leads his men against the Amalja. Their anniversary day will mark a brief but welcome respite from the battlefield, his first in moons. As for the exact nature of the gift, she entrusts this entirely to us, as my clients are wont to do. Most believe that no mundane idea of their own could compete with the sheer genius and inspiration of Eshtame's agents and artisans, an assumption which is true more often than not. But what shall we create? At times like this, I think back to the words of my mentor, a renowned goldsmith I had the honor of working with when I first came to Eshtam some years ago. To give form to that which is formless and breathe a warm, beating heart into the coldest of metal. This is the goldsmith's true calling. The master would always say, whatever. His words never failed to impress me, and I trust they will do the same for you. And yet rare indeed is it that inspiration comes entirely from within. In my own experience, I have found that reflecting upon these words in the company of trusted friends and colleagues oft proves enlightening. Being a woman's gift, perhaps Mrs. Serendipity and Miss Momodi at the Quicksand might have some insight to share. What say you consult them and bring them here, return here with your impressions? Okay. Oh, Lynn, back so soon. I trust you've met with Marcel, yes? Is he still wearing that silly monocle? He says it's to make him look more refined, and he might better impress his customers. Just between you and me, I find it oh so slightly pretentious. But, oh yes, do tell me about your assignment. To give form to that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart to the coldest of metal. Why, that was the very challenge my master posed to me when I set off on my own, as a goldsmith. It would seem his words resonated deeply with Marcel, as well. To realize that ideal in one's own work is a sign of a truly first-rate goldsmith, or so my master always said. That said, it is quite a riddle, is it not? That which is formless. Riddle, schmiddle, colors and songs. Why, I could name 1,000 formless things in the time it would take for you to get your hammer out of your... You can stop right there, Gigi. That said, there's at least a smidgen of truth to what he says. There are all sorts of formless things that can be given form, which means that there's no single right answer. Form to the formless, it's up to you to find an answer to this riddle that will use your talents to the fullest and please your customer, to boot. But if anyone can do it, Lynn, you can. Why, I can scarcely wait to see what you come up with. Okay. I'm so bothered by not being able to fucking make a good red mage climber. It's ridiculous. It's also like kind of ridiculous that this is the second time this has happened. If it ain't Lynn, wait, don't tell me. Come to consult with yours truly in matters of the heart, mayhaps? Work, you say? Well, that ain't half as fun now, is it? But I reckon I still might be able to help you some. Not that I'm much of an expert on gift giving, mind you. If I were like as not, I wouldn't be standing behind this counter alone, if you get my meaning. Many say it's best to go straight to the source, but things ain't always so simple. Just ask one of my regulars. She asked her beau what he wanted for his name day. And do you know what he said? A fond memory, mayhap. A memory. They don't sell those at Thames, last I checked. Which isn't to say that I don't understand what he was getting at. In the end, it's not the gift itself that matters, but the feeling behind it. Hardened warrior or no, when he returns from the battlefield to see his beloved waiting for him with open arms, he'll be moved by anything she has to offer. That said, when a gift's got too much emotion wrapped up in it, it can be quite a burden for the recipient to bear. Take my old hairpin, which sat sealed away until out of sight until I worked up the courage to face my true feelings. But this customer of yours and her husband are getting on in their years now. Strikes me the ideal gift would be one that serves to reaffirm the bond they already share. A keepsake of sorts that would call to mind the day when the spinner first brought them together. Seems to me that'd be as good a starting point as any, wouldn't you say? Can I get up here for the love of... Chances are quite high that we'll be spending a load of time in Ul'dah again. If I had to hazard a wild guess. It is intriguing though how like some of them take you to Ishgard and some of them just do not at all. To give form to that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. Well, there. I trust you have given these words due thought since last we spoke. So you have spoken with Mr. Serendipity and Miss Momodi. Excellent. I would have your thoughts on... but I can wait. Our client honors us with her presence. Good evening, Marcel. I had business nearby and I thought I would pay a visit. Milady, as ever you honor us with your presence and grace us with your beauty. And you could not have picked a better time. Allow me to introduce Miss Adair, the goldsmith who will be assisting me in the crafting of your of the master to be you have ordered. To give form to that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. Such is the ideal we at ffXIV strive to achieve with our work. A color, a scent, a melody, all lacking in form, but indelibly, indelibly? That's a word that I don't recognize. Tied to our memories. The artistic process continues to unfold as we speak, but you have my word that the finishing product will be fit for one of your surpassing aesthetic sensitivities. And I am pleased to hear, indeed to hear it, but if you're trying to win my favor with those flowery words, Marcel, I fear I'm already spoken for. But speaking of memories and melodies, my husband and I have always shared a love for the ballads of the songstress of Ul'dah. Do we all not share such a love, my lady? And yet I fear that even the most skilled goldsmith would be hard-pressed to give form to a piece of... But wait. I've got it by Naldenthal, I've got it! A music box of gold. How simply divine, a music box that would play a melody from our younger days. Why, I would not have dreamed of a more perfect gift in 100 years. Your words hearten me, my lady, but I must give credit where due. It is a stroke of inspiration that would not have come to me without the assistance of Miss Adair here. Into a vessel of the purest gold we shall carve a melody that will carry you and your husband back to that precious day when a spinner guided you to each other. I fear I must ask for your patience a while longer, my lady. Rest assured that we will spare no effort in creating the perfect gift for your most special of days. Ah, hello there. I believe it is time we began working on Madame Peak's music box. I've taken the liberty of choosing the song myself. It is a piece of particular sentimental value to my client and her dear husband, and one of the finest pieces from the songstress repertoire, if I do say so myself. As for what physical form the music box is to take, that is for the artisan to decide. I suggest you begin by speaking with our client for yourself. Or yourself, whatever. Worry not, I've already made the necessary arrangements. She awaits you at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. You're the goldsmith who will be crafting my music box, yes? Marcel has told me all about you. My expectations are high, but I trust you would not have been chosen for the task were you not capable of meeting them. Yes, I can scarcely wait to see what manner of extravagant masterpiece you will create for me. It will be a masterpiece, yes? A work of delicate, refined elegance, but sturdy enough to stand up to daily use, and still last as an heirloom for heirs to come. Jeez. It will be inlaid with a great gemstone of perfect cut and clarity, yes? Ah, but of course it will. Marcel knows I would settle for nothing less. But what sort of gemstone would suffice? I've always liked rubies, but sapphires are so beautiful as well. Perhaps both, if that wouldn't be too ostentatious. Heavens, I'm starting to confuse myself. Oh, but look at the time. I'm afraid I must be off. Do give my regards to Marcel. A music box of the purest gold adorned with a great ruby and sapphire, sturdy enough to be played each day and yet still lasts as an heirloom to be passed down through generations. My dad is so exceptionally inspired, it's a wonder that I was the one who thought of it. As the music box itself will be quite large, we will require stones of impressive size to match. It will be no small task to see that all elements, gold and gemstone alike, are balanced, complementing each other and achieving perfect harmony. Before commencing work on our client's piece, you would do well to hone your skills by crafting a piece requiring similar materials and techniques. Let me see. Why yes, a hard silver bangle of casting might very well suffice. Fashion me one, and I might judge whether or not you are ready to proceed. Okay, I will be right back again. Alright, for this one I actually had to go out and gather stuff because everything was extremely overpriced. No matter where I went. Right, have you fashioned the hard silver bangle of casting that I requested? Show it to me and I'll evaluate the quality of your work. By Thol, I've seen many a bangle in my day, but never one that exuded such grace. I can see why Mrs. Serendipity spoke so highly of you, Ladair. Technical skill and aesthetic sensitivity. An artisan who lacks one or the other is no true artisan at all. But you clearly possess both, and in spades, my good woman. Yes, if anyone can give form to the formless and breathe a heart into metal, it is you. You're a worthy heir to my mentor's legacy, if ever there was one. And yet even one of your already estimable? Or already estimable? Okay, like that. Skills must not neglect your practice. Our client expects no less than a masterpiece after all. Continue to hone your skills and I shall call upon you before long. Yes, what is it? Oh, there. Pardon me. I was in a bit of a fluster. I've just received word that my client's husband is en route to this establishment at this very moment. As for why, I haven't a clue. I've kept his wife's commission in the strictest of confidence, just as I was instructed. Ah, speak of the devil. Marcel, I'm a busy man, so I'll get straight to the point. My bond anniversary is coming up, and I need something for my better half. Don't worry, I've already thought up the perfect present. A music box of solid gold. Never heard of anything so inspired, have you? You don't have to say it, I can see it in your dumbstruck faces, and it doesn't end there. I've even picked out the perfect song, the timeless melody that made the songsters of old a household name the realm over. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was swaying back and forth in a half-blind rapture, enthralled by the songster's ethereal voice, when I near bumped into the lovely lass sitting next to me. I knew it at that very moment. Now this was a woman I could spend an eternity with. You see what I'm getting at, Marcel? On our anniversary day, I want to make Jewel Peaks as happy as she's made me. And a music box from Miss Thames is going to be the golden ticket. And with that, I'm off. And I trust you not to speak a word of this to my wife. Twin music boxes commissioned by husband and wife to be gifted on the same day, playing the same exact song. This is an unexpected development, to say the least. I could speak to one or the other and persuade them to reconsider their choice of present, but then I would be breaking my vow of secrecy. No, a man is nothing without his word. I will give it some thought. In the meantime, why don't you speak with Mrs. Serendipity and see if she has some insight into our predicament. As I run into fucking board. Oh dear, you and Marcel have gotten yourself in quite a pickle, haven't you? And I don't mean a sea pickle, which can be quite tasty in a light vinegar sauce, if what I hear is to be believed, but... Where were we? Oh yes, the two music boxes. Marcel is right to not to betray his vow of secrecy. And at the same time, simply crafting two identical music boxes would be a recipe for disaster. At times like these, I think back to the words of my master. When faced with a dilemma, he would say, the true artisan seeks answers in the pursuit of the infinite possibilities of his art. A music box affords plenty of possibility, does it not? There are plenty of ways to introduce variety, both in its physical appearance and in the melody it plays. Speaking of which, what song is it that you would have your creation play? Oh, why yes, I remember the piece quite well. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone in the Sultanate who doesn't harbor a fondness for the ballads of the songsters of Ulda. I believe it or not, the composer of the piece, Pierre Vane is his name, is a personal acquaintance of mine. He's quite a genius, and not shy about telling others just that. If anyone would know how to lend a special touch to your work, it would be him. But don't just take my word for it. What say you go and speak to him yourself? That said, it may prove quite a trek. He left the Sultanate some years ago, and now serves as the personal musician and performer for House Helenart in Ishgard. Have you been to Ishgard, Lynn? It's ever so cold, but those snowy vistas are oh so beautiful, if I do say so myself. Oh, but what are we standing around here chatting for? Here, take this. It's a personal letter of introduction from yours truly that should suffice for getting you through the doors of Helenart Manor. And do send Master Pierre my regards. Double trouble. It is indeed double, and it is probably quite some trouble. Right. Ah yes, this place. Where I've been running around doing levies for getting a title for Lynn. So, yeah. What business have you with House Helenart? Letter of introduction written by Goldsmith and Guildmaster Serendipity to House Helenart. You seek Master Pierre Vin, do you? I fear he left the manor days ago for the Sea of Clouds, where he would travel with my lord's retinue. A real artiste, that one. Said that the view from atop the clouds would inspire him to compose a masterpiece like none this world had ever known. My lady, being quite taken with the man's work, persuaded my lord, and, well, that was that. The man can pen a good song, I'll give you that, but if you ask me, there's no place for a glorified minstrel on the field of battle. Still, if you'd meet with the man, far be it from me to stop you. You'll find him at Camp Cloudtop. Camp Cloudtop. That's so difficult to say in like a fast motion. Moving and schmoving. You are... Wait, do not tell me. Another one of my adoring fans who has traversed the realm and climbed nigh to the heavens to be the first to lay ears upon my latest magnum opus. Oh? A student of Serendipity who would grace her music box with one of my mellifluous melodies. You clearly are a woman of taste, friend. Yes, that is perhaps the greatest of my many masterpieces. So taken was I with the voice of my muse, Flamin, that I penned in but a single night. I see, so this husband and wife you speak of have both commissioned identical music boxes, each unbeknownst to the other. Fear not, friend. If you were looking for a stroke of genius, you have come to precisely the right place. But the answer is simple. I need merely compose 2 new arrangements for my timeless melody. In return, I have one simple but unwavering demand. You must craft a music box of peerless quality, that its tones will do the dulcet voice of the songstress of Ul'dah and my masterpiece, true justice. In my many years and many travels, I have only encountered one such relic, said to be the life work of a master craftsman. Its teeth were fashioned from the purest heart silver. Yes, I simply could not entrust my masterpiece to one who was any less a master of heart silver than I am a master of melodies. If you believe you are worthy, fashion me a heart silver ingot, that I might assess your skills. Okay, I'll be right back. Have no fear, because heart silver is here. Well, do you have an ingot to show me? Are my eyes to be believed? I have never seen heart silver shine and sparkle so. By just looking at it, I can hear tones as clear and crisp as the waters of the Thaliok. Feel proud, friend, for the great Pierre Vane has deemed you worthy of giving form to 2 never-before-heard arrangements of his greatest masterpiece. Take them, and use them well. 1 melody for the husband, and 1 for the wife. I trust that you will see that not a single note, sharp or flat, is out of place. Played separately, the 2 will sound as if they are playing entirely different songs. When placed side to side and started simultaneously, however, but to say any more would spoil the surprise. In creating the arrangements, I drew inspiration from traditional choir chants. To my knowledge, none have ever attempted to revisit a modern piece in this way. The loving couple shall feast their ears on something that has never been heard before. You have my promise. Yes, of course, yes. Ah, not there. Has inspiration struck you by any chance? Celebrated composer Pierre Vane worked 3 days and nights without sleep to create these modern arrangements inspired by traditional choir chants. 2 arrangements of the same piece. Brilliant! And you traveled all the way to the Sea of Clouds to procure the sheet music? Your devotion to your craft and to your clients is truly first rate. I will move forward with our preparations at once. In the meantime, I ask that you continue to refine your technique. We have a true masterpiece in the works, and I'm counting on you to make it a reality. Ah, there you are there. Now I would share with you some most welcome tidings. Mr. Serendipity has taken a keen interest in our project, so much so that she has offered the guild's full support, to see that your work is realized to the utmost of its potential. To that end, there is someone she would introduce to you, a craftsman known the realm over for his expertise in the crafting of musical instruments. And she tells it the man is considered a virtuoso in his field, and is eager to lend you his wisdom. He awaits you at the Goldsmith's Guild as we speak. I was wondering when you'd show up. As you've doubtless heard from Marcel, we have a very special guest here today. Why, none other than my master, the incomparable, I guess, yeah, Colbernu. That's him standing just over there. Doesn't he just exude an aura of consummate skill and mastery? Why, jewelry wrought by his hands has captured the hearts of the highest of Ul'dah high society since years before you or even I picked up a hammer. These days he wanders the realm, devoting his efforts to the crafting of musical devices, orchestrions, music boxes and the like. The music box he created for and dedicated to the songstress of Ul'dah is considered his greatest masterpiece, and one of the greatest goldsmithing accomplishments of our era. But why are you standing here listening to me when you could be picking the brain of a true artisan regarding your commission? Come on, don't be shy. Colbernu. Ah, you must be the one of whom Sarah spoke. I am Colbernu. I hear you are working on a music box, and a rather ambitious one at that. Tell me this, what material do you intend to use for the teeth? Hard silver, an intriguing choice. Years ago, when I sought to create a music box worthy of the voice of my muse, I arrived at the self-same material. In my experience, the greatest clarity of sound can be achieved by pairing hard silver teeth with an aurum regis, I have no idea still, cylinder. Mind you, this is easily said and done. Crafting the cylinder demands precision and accuracy that will test even the most accomplished goldsmith. I suggest you try your hand at fashioning one ahead of time. Were it not for the product of your efforts will not go to waste. It just so happens that these cylinders are also quite useful in the upkeep of mammoths. Well, I just overheard Sarah mention that she could use one. When you're finished, why not pass it along to her? That's an aurum regis cylinder. I'll be right back. Alright, I have your cylinder. Mr. Coppernoot says you have an aurum regis cylinder for me. Oh, Lynn, you really didn't have to. This small music box cylinder is studded with myriad pins arranged in a queer pattern. When placed in a music box and attached to the motor, the cylinder will rotate, causing the pins to strike the box's comb, creating music. And that does it. A new cylinder, just as promised. How are you feeling, Gigi? Get your grubby hands. Gigi? What is this feeling? The energy coursing through my limbs. I am reborn. You are brilliant. Yes, brilliant. All of you. Good heavens, whatever is the matter with poor Gigi? Perhaps the new cylinder doesn't quite agree with him. We're not, Sarah. Once the cylinder's broken in, he'll be back to the Gigi we know and love. To hate. To give form to that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. Those are the words of one I greatly admired, an ideal that I ever aspire to, and one that would guide every stroke of my hammer. Guided by these words, a great goldsmith forged a ring that would seal a bond of eternity between two soulmates. Yet another birthed the hearts that could give life to many a mammoth. As for me, these selfsame words guided my hand, allowing me to give form to the ethereal melodies of the songstress, and the emotions deep in my heart. And you, friend, I feel the sensitivity to aspire to the same ideal, and the skill to achieve it. Promise me that you will spare no effort in creating a piece worthy of two who were brought together by the music of my muse. I mean, wasn't she like everybody's muse? Come on. I'll keep getting stuck. Help step, GG. I'm stuck. Help me. Well, there, could it be true? The artisan Mistress Serendipity introduced to you was none other than Master Colbert knew himself? Why, what I would not have given to be there with you. To give form to that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. His words have guided Eshtame's goldsmiths through the years and gave birth to work after work of surpassing artisanry. If you have truly received Master Colbern's blessing, then I have no doubt that you and your music box will stand proudly among them. I will be awaiting the finished product with the greatest of interest. And with that, it would seem that our preparations are complete. Neglect not your training, there. Our client's special day draws nigh, and your skills are soon to be put to their greatest test. Ah, there. I trust you have honed your skills well since last we spoke. The day draws nigh, and it is time for you to put all that you have learned into practice. 2 music boxes, 2 stones, 2 heretofore unheard arrangements of a timeless melody. Our clients are counting on me to deliver them to a treasure. Are counting on me to deliver them a treasure that they can cherish for a lifetime. And I am counting on you. Work swiftly and surely, Ladair. I look forward to seeing the fruits of your labor. I've got the Sapphire music box and a Star Ruby music box, and really? Okay, that's interesting. I am not sure how I'm gonna acquire this. I'll be right back. Okay, so apparently these 2 things are pieces of furniture. You can just also put in a house, if you want to. This is the moment of truth, there. Have you finished the work on your commission? I trust you have no regrets. Such craftsmanship. I'm at a loss for words, there. If my clients are half as taken with your work as I am, this will be the happiest day of their lives since the day they exchanged their vows. I would have you deliver the pieces in person. Doubtless it would mean much to them to receive their gifts from the creator's own hands. The sapphire is for Jewel Peak, while the ruby is for her husband. I have arranged for them to meet us at the quicksand. Go along and I shall join you presently. Well now, here's the goldsmith I was waiting for. Marcel was saying that you had something for me. Why, it's my music box, and ain't it a beauty at that? To be able to give my wife a present like this on our special day, you've made one man's dream come true. I can hardly wait to see the look on her face. Marcel asked me to meet him here. Could it be? Oh, but it must. This is our day of bonding after all. My dearest, whatever brings you to the quicksand? Why, I was about to ask the same of you. Welcome, my friends. On behalf of ffXIV, allow me to offer my deepest congratulations to the both of you on this most special of days. A day which, if I'm not mistaken, you have each seen fit to commemorate with a gift fit for the occasion. Alright, that I have. And you? Good heavens! We've gone and done it, haven't we, dear? I often say that jeweled peak and I share our mind, but to think we'd commission the same bloody gift. But I reckon we've not to worry about. They say this goldsmith here is one of ffXIV's finest. Surely she's seen that each one plays a different tune. Ah, you would think so, wouldn't you? Yes, that would be the idea of a first-rate goldsmith. But Mr. there is more than just a first-rate goldsmith. She will go down as one of the greatest geniuses our realm has ever known. Behold! Oh, well, now we got my interest piqued. Oh, it's simply beautiful. Remember, my dear? This is the song we heard together on that day we first met. Yes, it was, wasn't it? What are you mumbling about over there? Sure you haven't forgotten our special song? Of course I haven't. I was just wondering what my present sounded like. What my present sounded like. How curious, it's the same melody and yet it is different somehow. By Thought, I've got it. Rather than choosing two unrelated pieces, this goldsmith managed to work in two arrangements of our favorite song. It's a stroke of genius, I say. Just so, and that's just the beginning. If I might be so bold, I invite you to place the two music boxes together and play them in unison. Why, they are two, and yet they are one. When two melodies come together, a song never before heard is born. A fitting metaphor for us, would you not say, my dear? That's my girl ever the poet. I'm no wizard with words, so I'll just say this. Thank you, friend. You've made this anniversary one we'll remember for the rest of our days. Nod. Not even a smile out of her. So serious as all hell. No cat. Well, there it seems we have two eminently satisfied customers. Allow me to congratulate you on your most remarkable efforts. And with that, I should be getting back to the shop. Good day to you all. There's the smile. This melee! Alright. Yeet. Now there, on behalf of all of Fish Tames, allow me to commend you for your most remarkable efforts. It is no exaggeration to say your work will live on forever, not only in the hearts of our clients, but as one of the greatest masterpieces our artisans have ever wrought. The annals of history are filled with the names of master goldsmiths, and today you have engraved your name among them, as they speak of Nielfresh? Nielfresno? That is or Nielfresno? I don't know how to pronounce that. Perhaps one day they will speak of the golden era of Linda there, but that is a story for another day. Yeah. It has been a true honor to be able to share this moment in history with you. I shall wear it as a badge of pride, as I wait the day when I have the privilege of working with you again. May you continue to bring joy and beauty to the realm with your works, Mr. Sadair. And with that, we have concluded the Goldsmith questline. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just How I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode, we're gonna go back to working the leather with my pizza cutter. Goodbye.